Oh, Shiva Shala. Tamar Bodo. Kita Shiva Shiva. Oh, Shiva Shala. Tamar Bodo. Kita Shiva Shiva. Kate Duras Nana. Leva Se Shava Jido. Etenera go ha tida go clean me da go badu hai iksenda khase tida ni ha se istra
was I man oh sexy chicken chinka was I need some with again I need some roda I need some with again see that it is I need some with again I need some roda I need some with again see that it is I did a thing I did da big and rock ting I did da see that
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We will be starting shortly in the next 5 minutes. I repeat, we'll be starting shortly in the next 5 minutes.
mama, yeah. Tibila mama, yeah. Tibila mama, yeah. Ngubanje pura, bacha mufya wanye mweru mekonganda. Ufino wa manuko la kwemu varia. Pase wake mikumbe kupirikira. Mufya wanje vara mwere pura. Na ichi motara mabepo kukupa. Ongaere yeura yariro matuka. Shisha wapona yokuumba kolomba. Omifikire the dupuratina. Tukuluwa wimburo vino viwa. Bajate rwashimbe kushove moya. Wakaro rule koya pungo dondana. Mufya wanje shisha na cheura. Maunju yariro vikuria vya ponganda. Sadika chingwa chimaiko matanga. Ngura era mekupare kwa ukuwatha. Karo donde mana pano da chaura. Tevango kumunondwe kundiri mushunda. Vache maveyo vanache vakazeta. Kapumwe hame vaedere rongerema. Narikana kautire poka mbukombe. Oiheverere wavi wasinyoko. Uyunduombe nambano da manuka. Nodonga era nambano da kukuta. Mufya onjarika da kweshia konganda. Novara muye nambano da tikuka. Kaveshio wakamuliro ndunonya. Orengamba koya ungulo china. Ngale na mwe umungu yombakata. Olungembera nduno maeterere. Wachimipura kuchove walemba nyoko. Pona mbira olonga vande kuyeta. Mulandu wanje aputa tumithiwa. Wako chike na chuhawa konganda. Neshambo para mwele kura. Neichi motara mabepo kukupa. Mufya wanje owa mutuerwa. Liro muungwa ko vandu olonganda. Tibila mama, yeah. 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 Imba kuliko nduombe nyama ngwae. I go home.
Feel the rhythm flowing through your body tonight. Feel the rhythm flowing through your body tonight. Feel the rhythm flowing through your body tonight. Feel the rhythm flowing through your body tonight, 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 tonight. I wanna party tonight. Go crazy now, go crazy now, go crazy now. Burn it up. I'm gonna party tonight. I'm gonna go crazy up, crazy up, crazy up, and burn it up. I wanna party tonight. Go crazy now, go crazy now, go crazy now. Burn it up. I'm gonna party tonight. I'm gonna go crazy up, crazy up, crazy up, and burn it up. There's a feeling in my heart, burning bright just like the sun. If crazy is what crazy does, then baby I'm crazy, baby I'm crazy. There's magic, 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 magic in the air tonight. There's magic, 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 magic in the air tonight. I wanna party tonight. Go crazy now, go crazy now, go crazy now. Burn it up. I'm gonna party tonight. I'm gonna go crazy up, crazy up, crazy up, and burn it up. I wanna party tonight. Go crazy now, go crazy now, go crazy now. Burn it up. I'm gonna party tonight. I'm gonna go crazy up, crazy up, crazy up, and burn it up. Feel so high, I can touch the sky. Feel so high, I can touch the sky. On top of the world, and I just can't stop. Feel so good, I can go all night. On top of the world, and I just can't stop.
So are we. Let me take you to a place I think nobody. Just you and me. I'll take up my body. Something that can kill, I'll take up my body. Keep it rocking, don't sleep on me.
ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we are here to celebrate greatness. But before we can get into the official program tonight, we would like to welcome on the stage an award-winning artist in his own right, a gentleman that is not new to the scene as far as the artistic expression is concerned. Tonight, we'll be serenaded by the beautiful sounds of none other than Mr. D.A. with this one called Dingili Lange. Put your hands together for the one, the only.
Oh, musika shimashiwa itokufange mwendum edange na madila dilo ondi nongushu pamba dingili lange dingili 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 pamba dingili lange dingili 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 I remember when I got here, everybody in your Madumayapa, then me had it till I'm Molukata, Ola Putukila Mokwetifa, Etinala Lolo Batirifa, Ehelo Bato Heba Tirifa. I'm watching, looking from afar. I got a vision and focus. It's a idea and the Tule Pokati, Hito Kenya for Mazarati, Hikafike Gondoko Shakati. The one inside of me is greater than the one that lives in the world. Hey, I have this special for Jesus. Just a big one, Hatula Gamofo. Oh, Musika, Oshima Shiwa. Okay, Ito Kufange, Mungelange, Nematila Tilo. Okay, Onde Noko Shubamba, Tingilange. Okay, okay, Tingilange. Got it, what? Bamba, Tingilange. Kaleni no baikeni nakala tafaduka kwa bibeli takami fotoki hangamo heri uzana tipikemo kobaleni eli la masaba katani Yesu takwena kulunde unyuni eno refimo titilululeni. Let me show with you my testimony. So with this breath of Christ, hey, I've been broken into pieces. I've been betrayed with some Jesus. Homie, this is not a Jesus. Don't even know how to say this. Sleeping in the car for 2 days. Somebody needed to hear this. Everybody can relate. We've all been through real pain. I cannot even debate. When you say you're going through this, everybody can relate. We've all been through real pain. I cannot even debate. When you say you're going through this,
Thank you very much. Shout out to Nestor Tobias.
Growing together means that nobody is left behind.
Supporting each other regardless of our unique destinations.
Het is belangrijk om samen te werken, om nieuwe hoogtes te bereiken, wat je niet op je eigen kan doen. Nie.
When we grow together, I expect to see a future where all those dreams that everybody that has been attaining to reach have been fulfilled.
I see a future filled with endless possibilities.
And who I want to share this future with is my family, my friends, my loved ones,
my significant other, my teammate, and my partner in life.
The people that are pushing me today, right now.
Buy shares in the initial public offering of MTC. It is a future worth investing in. MTC, make the connection.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for DA as well as Sini on that one. That's called Dingili Lange. I'm guessing we are here to have an awesome time tonight, correct? We are here because we want to appreciate greatness. So it's a night of appreciation for Mr. Nestor Tobias, who's in our midst today. It's going to be an evening of glam and glitz, but also an evening of fun facts. My name is Franklin Chitaleni, and I'm partially your master of ceremony this evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pombili Shlong, and I'm excited to, of course, be co-hosting with you, Franklin. Tonight, like you said, we are, awarding or appreciating Nestor, but there's also a couple of fun facts that we'll be sharing with you guys. Things that pretty much myself, I thought I knew it all. Well, I guess we learn each and every day. Tonight, we're celebrating a man who has a record of 168 fights, 156 wins, 12 losses, and 142 knockouts in total. If you're not going to give him a round of applause tonight. Now, I was asking Franklin earlier on if Mr. Nestor has a daughter, and if anybody is planning to hatch her. Please take note of the knockouts. I did say 142 knockouts, indeed.
No, it's wild, it's wild.
Yep. So let's start off the show, of course, with a video clip that we'll be showing you right now. This one is from Maria Nepembe, who's also one of Namibia's first ring announcer, but back then, she was one of Namibia's first ring girl. Let's have a look.
Hi, Nestor Sunshine Tobias. This is your girl Maria Nepembe, as you call me, your superstar. And I remember us meeting many, many years ago. I was one of your first ring girls, actually. Your favorite in the history of ring girling. Don't you ever forget that. And I was later promoted to chief ring girl, and then I became the manager of the ring girl. So that's pretty big and deep. And Nestor, I just want to take this opportunity to just thank you for all the years of dedication, perseverance, hard work, and effort that you have put into the sport that is boxing, for all the opportunities you have created to so many, or for so many young people out there. You have made so many dreams come true, and you've also helped build the boxing industry in this country. And I truly believe that boxing would not be what it is today had it not been for you. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to tell you how much we all appreciate and love you, and I wish you many, many, many more years of success and bigger and better boxing. Mwah! We love you.
Warm-hearted always and very friendly. That's Maria Nepembe. I'm just not sure about her being the favorite, though. I mean, the industry has changed now, but it's a debate for another day.
Exactly. I think what is very beautiful about tonight's event is the fact that if you really want to go, what is the proverb? If you want to go far, you must, go with people. But if you want to do your own things, if you want to fail, go by yourself. And I think it is only important to say that the man that we are celebrating tonight, one of his ambitions, by the way, is to create more champions. And I think it goes to show that he has done that over the years. And so tonight, we're going to hear the message from a coach, Mr. Nicanor Natangwe, and then a trainee, Asara Shipala. But most importantly, we have within our midst a former world champion, all right? Let me get his name correct. That is Mr. Dingaan Tobela. So we're going to take a look at those two videos, and then we'll have him on. I think a quick fact. Back in 1988, right, the gentlemen that we are celebrating tonight both qualified for the prestigious Olympic Games with our sprinter, Mr. Frankie Fredericks, but they were not allowed. They were boarded here because, you know, of the apartheid system of the time. So imagine if these guys were allowed to go there, it was going to be hectic, correct?
Back then.
Right, so what we want you to do tonight is unwind, relax. You'll see that people are going to walk around and maybe take like an order if you want to take a drink. But we are here to celebrate the person, the man, the myth, the Don King himself, all right? So let's really take a look at these two videos, and then once they are done, can we please have Mr. Tubang on the stage, a former world champion. Is that fine? Can I hear some noise? Because I can't hear you guys. All right, you guys are alive. Because I was also told, the more noise we can make, the better the food.
Yeah.
Telling you. All right.
Enjoy.
But then he's a good guy, he's a great guy, it's some. My name is Niki Natangwe. I'm the trainer at Nestor Sunshine MTC Boxing and Fitness Academy. I've been with Nestor for a while now, like I know him for a very long time. When he came from SA to start up this gym, he's a great guy. The reason why we call him the Don of Namibia is because he's the first guy that started professional boxing in Namibia. So if it wasn't for him, there could be any professional in Namibia. But then he's a good guy, he's a great guy. He's somebody that can work with people, somebody that can listen to people. He gives you ideas. He also listens to you. No, he's a good guy. I mean, I traveled with him to America. I've learned a lot from him. I know what to do to handle boxers in the corner. He will tell you what to do and not what to do. He will tell you how to handle the fighter before the fight. So, I mean, to me, working with Nestor, it's a dream come true. He's a very nice guy. He's a very cool guy. I mean, I wish a lot of guys or other promoters must start working with him. I mean, he's a good guy, somebody that listens to people.
My name is Azera Shipala. I train here at Nestor Sunshine Boxing Academy. I've been training for a year and a half now. And so the reason for me to come here is because I want to become a champion, because Nestor Tobias creates champions. And what I can say is that Nestor, I look forward in the future for Nestor Tobias to make me a world champion, because I want to go fight overseas, like in America and so on. And yeah, and lastly, I would like to say thank you, Nestor Tobias, for the hard work you did for our country and for the champions you have produced. And
good evening, everyone. I'm sure that everyone is here to witness greatness. This is greatness, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dingan Tobela, 3-time world champion. I'm from South Africa. And to be part of this event, it makes me, fill up. It makes me, feel great that I come here to witness greatness. Nestor Tobias, he is himself greatness, Before he becomes a promoter, he's the man that has walked the walk with all other adversities, challenges that he was faced with from time to time. And it all happens when I met him in South Africa. That was in the early 90s. Him and Nestor Tobias and Harry Simon, they came to South Africa. And of course, we were also climbing the ladder, becoming world champions. But, if I take you back and tell you the story of how he climbed the ladder to reach stardom, he was not afraid of having to challenge and fight some of the best South African fighters. And he went on. He became my chief sparring partner. He became Harry Simon's sparring partner. He became some of the world champion sparring partners. And not just being a sparring partner, a competitive sparring partner. Somebody that you will rely on. You will know that he will help to better and he will help to condition you and becoming a well contenter yourselves. So he fought all his fights. They've just mentioned now 100 and who still remember? Okay. He fought 100 and how many 110 Nestor? 100, oh, okay, 178. Just imagine all those fights, having to fight and competitively and representing the country, which is Namibia. And he was chosen, by all adversity. We remember during those years when there was a prime minister who is today a president of this country. And I'm very sure that when I met up with him and we tried to channel and help Nestor Tobias after his boxing career to become a trainer, to become a promoter, to become a manager. Today, Nestor Tobias has traveled the world to help to nature, to help to structure, to help to shape Namibian boxing in all spheres. Let's look back. The first world champion, of course, Harry Simon. But the first world champion that came out of his hands, all from his hands, there was Paulos Moses, a man that went all the way, to go and win a title, and he defended it, and he became a one prominent icon that has helped some of the youngsters. Today, as we speak, some of the youngsters are looking up to him because he was one of those first world champions from the Sunshine Boxing Promotion Academy. So this is a man who has shaped to make a Namibian, promotion. Now, he didn't stop there. He went all the way. He soldiered on. He went to go and meet some of the best promoters, the Don King, the Barry Hands, not Barry, but Eddie, who is now one of those great promoter in Britain. When we talk of Nestor Tobias and you ask Eddie Hand, he will tell you that he is the man that has helped, to get a champion in this country that has to compete amongst some of the best world champions. Today, Namibia is in the world's map. I'll tell you why I'm saying that. Let me go back. South Africa, where I come from, was meant to be the leading African country in having to produce world champion. But I'm telling you today, when we talk of boxing in Africa, Namibia is always taking the front seat, And all of that comes from those hands. There's the man who is the promoter today, who is the manager. I know that, fingers were pointed at him that probably is Jacob of all trade and all that. But I'm telling you, he's been hands-on in every sense of it. He will be a promoter. He will be the manager. He will be a trainer. He will be in the gym. He will make the guys to train. He will make the guys to go and compete among the best, contenders in the world, world champions. Now, Nestor Tobias will be in the corner, He will be in the negotiation table, negotiating for sponsorship, negotiating with television, negotiating with fight fans, negotiating with everyone that will make a tournament, being a success. He was there. He will always be there. So this is the man that we can never, never forget. We'll always remember him and say he has helped to nurture the Namibian talent. And one thing that you guys should know tonight, that I remember there's a place in South Africa called Soweto. And I know that that's why I do it this way, or I act that way, and I shape that way. I say, there is Soweto in Namibia, which is Katatura, right? Nestor Tobias was not shy to come in the dusty street of Soweto, to come in, and nature, help to nature talent there. He was with me, and all the other guys were there. He will say, you know what, Komos Khan Mebru, in Afrikaans. And I will say, Vantu. And he will point out at any in the wild and say, Suntu. Now, I did not understand where Suntu is. And if somebody can help me tonight, I will still want to know from Nestor Tobias, where is Suntu? Okay. Now, I will never answer it tonight. But he was showing me in the near true sense that he is ready to soldier on. He is ready to help Namibia, get to be recognized in the competitive in the world of boxing. Because when he says Suntu, he did not only talk about South Africa. He spoke about South Africa, Africa, SADC, international, national, world champions. And today we're sitting here, we're talking about a man who has gone into a negotiation table. Look at one of the best promoter in the whole world, in Don King. He went into Don King's office, having to make sure that he will, recommend Namibia and say, in Namibia, we have talent. And today, how proud we are that we know, in Namibia, that Namibia is counted among the world's best in boxing competition. So that alone, ladies and gentlemen, when you Google Namibia, it comes out right on top and say, we compete among the world's best. And where does that come from? From the man who has established. He came in here, he says, I will make sure, I couldn't make it as a world champion in the world of boxing, but I'm a world champion today. I'm a promoter world champion. I'm the manager world champion. I'm the, I'm an organizer world champion. Because he can do it all. Whatever that I just mentioned, he can do it all. He knows that if I touch that button, if I, press that button, if I, kick that door will open. And all in the interest of Namibian fighters, promoters, sponsorship, corporate world, everyone who contributes into the boxing world for Namibia. This is the man that you are sure that when you talk to him, he will go and knock at the right door and open that door to help to nurture the talent. We have young kids who are looking up to some of the great world champions from Namibia, And those world champions, when they face out, we have to have a talent, young talent, as a feeder to the professional rank, which is the amateur. Nestor is also there. He made sure that he nurtured the talent from there, from grassroots, from development, and of course, professional rank. Now, being in the professional rank, he's got to compete amongst or against the world's best internationally to be rated in the top 10, to be rated to fight for the world title. That's how it goes. You have to be rated, recognized. Nestor plays that role. He goes there, he negotiates, he talks to everyone. He recommends. Not only just recommends, he also prepares these youngsters that he recommends to go and climb the ladder, to be able to reach stardom. In the real true sense, that is the man who's got a lot of muscle, who is putting a lot of effort to help. Now, in all sense of it, he hasn't stopped doing that. He is still, to date, soldiering on. And I'm sure that in the near future, sooner or later, we're going to see another champion from his table. Thank you very much. brother.
Welcome to the latest episode of Save My Data. Our phones are constantly working in the background so that you're always kept up to date. But all this background work uses a lot of data. There's an awesome way to reduce background apps from using your data with the Data Saver feature on your Android. Simply go to your phone's settings feature. It's commonly on your home. Once there, tap Connections. Then tap Data Usage. Once you're there, tap Data Saver. Here, you can turn Data Saver on. And you're done. Just another tip from the network that helps you save your data. MTC, make the connection.
Welcome back from that ad and of course from the speech that we had, a very phenomenal speech. I wish the audience at home, those that are watching us through social media, were able to see how the two accolades just shared a very genuine hug. But nonetheless, I do have a fun fact here for Mr. Tobias. If you didn't know, he had made the national junior featherweight title his and remained unbeaten when he joined South Africa's professional rank after Namibia's independence. He claimed the title as South West Africa's amateur boxing championship at Oshakati while he was still in high school. This was in 1982. Fun fact, I wasn't even born by then. Let's give him a round of applause. Well, tonight we are here to celebrate you, to celebrate what you have done for the nation, but the biggest part is to celebrate the wave that you have laid down for each and every boxer in Namibia. And for that, your next message comes from Mr. Francisco Paco, the president of the WBO. Let's have a look.
Hi Nestor, we want to join your appreciation day, well deserved, because you are one of the most important promoters for WBO. You have been representing Africa, doing the hell of the job for the fighters in Africa. You have been working with us for a long time, and we are very pleased to have you as our promoter. Your appreciation night is well deserved, as I said before, and I hope we can get together soon. Enjoy your day.
That's gotta be brilliant. I think it's one of those. I think when you exercise faithfully within your calling, you can get to sit in front of great men and great women in the world, and that's testimony to that. Now tonight, we'd like for me, because when I was doing a bit of research, when I was informed about this event, I came to realize, and I'm just paraphrasing here, that while Nestor Tobias was still in SA, the current president right now helped him immensely on a personal basis to help him stay there, whether it was like on personal financing, whether he needed like, pocket money of sort. The current president, all right, Dr. Hage Geingob, was very much instrumental in helping him at the time. And I read that and I thought, that's very phenomenal, because you never really know the people, do you? You know, that's amazing for me. So without wasting much time, we got another special message from Lieutenant Sebastian Ditunga, the Namibian Police Force head. And I think it's amazing for me because I remember thinking, some of the names he made, like Paulus, the Hitman Moses, these are people that are in the correctional industry themselves. And I just thought, it's not ironic, but it's amazing to me. So without wasting much time, let's quickly listen to that awesome message.
Nestor Tobias is one of those sons in the land of the brave that made the Namibian nation very proud by promoting sports in general, particularly boxing. He has produced world boxers that have made this country very proud by raising the banner of the land of the brave very high. He's a very determined and focused trainer. His academy is one of those academies that can be reckoned with, not only in the region, SADC, but in the world. We are all proud with what he is doing. Most of his boxers are from the police, and we have made sure that we assisted the academy to grow by allowing members of the Namibian police force to join that academy, and our wish and efforts were not in vain, because big boxers with reputable records were produced by Nestor Tobias. Down to earth men, very soft-spoken men, but very determined and focused to produce what the nation really needs. We wish him good success, and the sky is the limit. Nestor Tobias, keep up the good work. We all are behind you to make sure that boxing in Namibia get it to a higher level and to continue competing in the world. And one of the day, we will be one of the probably the most respected nation when it comes to boxing. All the best and God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Lieutenant Sebastian Daitunga welcoming you on stage, a gentleman that needs no introduction. He is well known for being a radio personality, a television personality. Tonight, he's well known to be your MC. But right now, as he walks on stage, he is here as a poet who has a very well recycled poet for only you, Mr. Tobias. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Franklin Shitalin.
All right. So this is the time that I've been nervous about the whole evening. I would like to believe that I'm a full-time poet and a part-time human being. And so tonight I operate in that office of a poet. All right? And so this piece I wrote, and I found that it's very close to my heart because some of the facts about his life I can relate to. I'm old in spirit. All right? And so where you find a line that you feel like it's a nice line, in poetry, we don't clap, we do. Only one person knows. Check table 13, please. That table there is going to be on fire. All right. So this piece is just titled after. I never titled them, but this piece should go like this. You guys can hear me, right? Clearly. Awesome. All right. So I have often wondered what it required to celebrate a hero that exists still. And so it dawned on me that one must be imbued within their craftsmanship. And like a child on Tarzan, well, you won't be able to sit still, my mother. My dearly beloved mother told me once to learn to celebrate heroes. She spoke of great men and women before they actually pass. But within this human being is the very epitome of excellence, you know, the cream of the crop of the morning class. The cream of the crop of the morning class. Have you heard of a story told of a legend out of the Ohangwena region, straight from the Atunda village? They said that Ohangdeka was his favorite sport, Tsumeb's very own, and led without privilege. Onkuluo nalo kwatile, olupale lolumenueli momwenyo yalukala inalitema. Eho kololuelu diletu, lolumenu ajile mwangwena monga oshikasho shipu tashifie na anumi mokatemba. You see, back in the good old days of Oshikoto Secondary School, he was known to run circles around his fellow athletes. A patriotic hero in a sense because he turned down a lucrative deal to denounce his nation because, hey, he loves Namibia. This is where his round earth is. He grew up on the Bruce Lees and the Muhammad Ali's, exposed to the craft at the tender age of 10, the Dawn King, a gentle giant walking in the cages of men. You see, he is the kung fu product of Alfred Angula. Back in the TCL days of Henry Kruger, he sparred against another young man and took him straight to the cleaners, leaving those in attendance thinking, man, how could he do that? How could he possibly do that? His fight against his opponent, Mateus Patoka, was a first-round technical knockout, and he brought a new meaning to the term. That's how you get a technical blackout. A Hercules-type warrior, sweeping his opponents to the side to becoming the undisputed Southwest Africa junior champion in 1982. You see, if consistency existed in the molding of human flesh and hard work was a humble pie, he would have ate that too. His biggest moment yet was when he won his Springbok colors in 1986. Despite the vicious system of the apartheid, it's amazing because he carried the spirit of the land of the brave on his back, because prejudice is not welcome here, and that's how you set apart hate. And I remember thinking after that fact when I read that, and I said to myself, at the dawn of the new era, a new venture was ensued. The kind of platform where sportsmanship would thrive, and that excellence was ensued. The Don King has traveled the world, through boxing. He's lived a very full career and sprung out of the same box that they tried to box him. I have always believed that true legacy is making purpose popular and ushering other people into their God-given destiny. And it's amazing for me because one of his ambitions is to create more champions. It only seemed fit that the Lord predestined he. And so I remember thinking about some of the names he made in the form of France, what is the boxer, guys? Help me here. France Andindi, all right? France Rambo Andindi, Siegfried Kaperu, Duran Endries, and some junior weights in the form of Edison Kadikwa, as well as Paulus the Hitman Moses. That one I know, he's recent, very recent. And so I thought to myself and said, it would be very unethical to wait until funerals and tombstones to afford this man his flowers and roses. So this piece tonight, although I didn't remember it very well because I'm very nervous, this piece tonight is more than just a recital. This is a celebration of a great hero, the incarnation of Nestor Tobias, the one through whom we draw exampleship, the one through whom many sportsmen desire to grow up to be as. And so, if you would allow me right now, can I please ask that we give this man a standing ovation? Can we do that? And a round of applause. It's gotta be louder than that, guys. This man has got more knockouts. Thank you very much. Now, that helped me very much. I remember reading his history and thinking to myself, at the age of 10, one of the reasons why he started to learn how to box, by the way, is because when they would go back home, because it's apartheid, some of these white kids would try stuff. And he was just like, I gotta protect myself. And so, boxing seemed fitting. And I love Tsumeb specifically because Tsumeb is a very artistic town if you think of it. Tsumeb is like the Philadelphia of Namibia. You know what I mean? Every artistic person has got roots from there. It's like Tsumeb and Ludrets, if you didn't know. You would think Windhoek is the place. Nah, bro. Tsumeb and Ludrets. Okay, there's Ludrets there. I see Tsumeb here. Okay. All right, but nonetheless, guys, tonight, now I feel my nerves have gone. If you enjoyed that piece, it is available for Mr. Nestor Tobias only. It shall be recorded and made available to him. The intellectual property to that piece will be his alone. And he can share with his children and his children's children and those children's children's children. All right, so before we continue with anything else, my co-host, which will do us the privilege of announcing the next act. This is really good because we are running through the program nicely. We'd also like to really observe protocol, people that have just walked in now. We thank you for being here. We also thank you for watching us online because I know we are streaming live right now. But we are here to have fun tonight. We are here to celebrate a great hero. So can we do that? Thank you so much.
If you've done this for quite a while, and I've done this like for 10 years, you can tell when your co-host is nervous. Yeah, because you forgot Windhoek.
Huh? Did I forget Windhoek?
My life.
Oh, what you mean Windhoek is in creative?
All I had was just Tsumeb Luderets reciting way.
No, check. There's another event that they are doing next week. I'll write Windhoek in that one. Sorry, all the guys from Windhoek. Your event is coming.
Well, let's give you a round of applause for that one. Well recited. Well recited, I must say. That was Franklin. In fact, your next introduction should have been on you, but let me just go with it. We do have a message from our founding father, Dr. Sam Nyoma, and I must just say that tonight we have really profound messages from profound people.
Yeah.
It's not every day that you get messages like this, that you really sit and appreciate somebody. And I know, Mr. Nestor, you're sitting right there. Some of these things you weren't even aware of, yeah? There's still a few surprises, but for now, from the founding father laying down a foundation, let's hear his message.
It gives me great pleasure to have been invited to convey congratulatory remarks on this special occasion of the gala dinner in honor of Mr. Nestor Tobias, chairman of the MTC Nestor Sunshine Tobias Boxing and Fitness Academy. Without further ado, let me take this opportunity to congratulate Mr. Nestor Sunshine Tobias for his immense contribution in our country to sports in general and the boxing in particular. Indeed, over the last 22 years, we have seen Namibia being represented on the world stage boxing, making us a proud boxing nation in Africa and the world. Today, the world knows that when you face a Namibian boxer, you are likely to lose. All this thanks to Mr. Tobias Nestor Sunshine. We certainly need more committed cadres like him. Sports has the power to unite our people irrespective of race, religion, sex, or ethnic origin into a democratic, vibrant, and peace-loving nation. We must therefore do more to ensure that our young people stay away from social ills such as drugs and alcohol abuse. Once again, congratulations, Mr. Nestor Tobias. I am certainly proud to be the patron of the MTC Nestor Sunshine Tobias Boxing and Fitness Academy. I wish you many more years of creating champions. I thank you.
Profound message indeed from a profound gentleman. Healthy and kicking. We need that. We need that. Tonight, it's such an honor to be able to introduce to you this young lady that we're about to have on stage. One of the most creative people I've met personally, whether it's in studio, very soft-spoken too, but her voice is orchestral stuff. You know what I mean? Tonight, I'd like us to put our hands together for the one and the only Ndapi.
You're touching me slowly. I'm enjoy, hold it, enjoy it. Nearly, hold it. Free me them gonna baby. That's why my bam bam they're gonna baby. Yeah. Since the first day I met you, I knew you were the only one. Fast like lightning, and then I was the only one. Strong as your backbone, you became my King Kong. Hey, say now you done make me go to crazy. When you call me honey, call me baby. I know I drive you crazy. We got been talking, calling crazy. It's just me and you, no contemplating. Here we go. baby. Baby, when you give it to me, just be patient. Give me nothing slowly, like a passion. This feeling is tempting my body. Hold your breath and tell me that you love me. Tell me, can give you anything you want, yeah. Just as long as you're touching me slowly. I'm a guy, a holly, one drop it. Set the chains free, I was a prisoner. Like a free man, a luck is always running my way. I can tell it by the way they look at me. Full of envy, but they won't have a piece of me. Got me locked up in your love, now there's a going back, baby. Give me stuff, so come and give it to me. Teach me nice and so late. Let them know good job, but I hold it. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's killing me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, my girls, feeling me. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's killing me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I can give it to you any way you want it. Come on, baby boy, this feeling is exciting. Love the way our emotions are igniting. In la papi and in la papu mami. Baby, when you give it to me, just be patient. Give me nothing slowly, like a passion. This feeling is tempting my body. Hold your breath and tell me that you love me. Tell me if I can give you anything you want, yeah. Just as long as you're touching me slowly. I'm a guy, a holly, one drop it. Did it, my holly. My baby, oh, make me lose control, make me wanna do it all. Baby, when you give it to me, just be patient. Give me nothing slowly, like a passion. This feeling is tempting my body. Hold your breath and tell me that you love me. Tell me if I can give you anything you want, yeah. Just as long as you're touching me slowly. I'm a guy, a holly, one drop it. Dilly, my holly.
On the beat, baby.
Now you can have 3 awares running at the same time. You can buy them on the same day or different days and put them together whichever way you want. Never lose access to data, calls, or online messaging ever again. It's all up to you. That's the benefit of multiple awares. Try it now for yourself. Dial or SMS 13400. T's and C's apply. MTC, make the connection.
So, like we said, what we really want to achieve tonight is to have a light-hearted moment. We would like to celebrate somebody that has done great work, especially for the sports fraternity. But tonight, I would like us to be able to relax and unwind a little bit. I grew up very much an old soul, and this gentleman that I'm about to call on the stage right now has been at the epitome of that entertainment, whether it's from back in the days when One Fine Day existed, Just Another Ordinary Day, and these are local productions. Mr. Neville Basson has been one of those gentlemen that has been very consistent. Now, we do not want to title his art form. Instead, what we are going to call this segment is the light-hearted segment with the one and the only, Mr. Neville Basson.
Thank you there, Mr. DJ. Thank you very much. Hallo. Ja, julle is droog vanaand. The wine on the tables are not there just for decoration. You're supposed to drink it. Okay? Ons ken julle is broke. It's in the middle of the month. Fat. Okay? Fat die chwala op die makla. Please, we are here to celebrate Nestor. Okay? So everything that we do this evening must be light-hearted. It must be fun. And the program this far has lived up to that expectation. And that is exactly what we would like to do. Welcome. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's such a pleasure to have you all here. Before I get to Nestor, I want to I see my brother here in the audience. None other. Vanjela is here. I'm at 2,000 hotels. You don't know what I'm talking about. Now I'm I'm standing here in front of boxing royalty, right here in front of me. Now, Nestor, you being part of us as Namibians, we've known the Nestor Tobias brand for a very, very long time, but many of us grew up with other names that we've also seen. Mfwetu, Dingan, Rose of Soweto, Tobela. Good evening. Ujani Mfwetu. Yo, it is such a pleasure to meet you in person tonight. You know, I'm a few years younger than you. I've followed your career for a very long time. There was a time in the 80s that both of us had perms. Maar it was so a pikey geslat. I remember he's like a pikey, okay? And you were one of the boxers that I, as a child, so much, I followed all your fights right here from here in Katatura that you talk about, because we always looked for fighters who actually sort of gave us the encouragement to become who we are today. So it's such a pleasure to welcome you here in Namibia, my brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, so as Namibia, as we are here, thank you so much that we are here this evening. I just wanted to say, you know, as some of you know, I turned 50 a few weeks ago, okay? And thank you very much for most of you for your well wishes, etc. And I also made it clear that yeah, COVID was a grap nie. Okay, some of us survived COVID, okay, and I'm one of them. Now it's so difficult if your reputation precedes you. I remember the day when my son took me to hospital because I could not breathe. It was in May. So he takes me to hospital. Now, as a comedian for the last 25 years, I get to Medicity. The doctors are thinking as a crap. No, they are pushing me in there in a wheelchair. The doctor said, Ayela, it's a cake, man. Oh, it's a Neville. So my son is like, doctor, my father is very sick. It is ernstig. It's a nurse. So luckily we are here and we are safe. But I just wanted to say, except for COVID killing mostly us, the hero community of Namibia, okay, I swear this disease was designed by our wives to kill middle-aged men. Because I could see how my wife was looking at me while I was sick. Full jenga. The only thing that kept me alive through COVID was I was motivated that I will not let my wife take my insurance policies and spend it on a 35-year-old new boyfriend from Katutura, buying him the latest Verpa. And that, the only reason I'm here is because I was motivated to stay alive for that. So she's stuck with me for the rest of her life. So I just want to say, as Namibians, our resilience has shown. You need to give yourself a big round of applause for that. Ons is nog hierso. To talk about boxing, I remember 2 years ago, this is as far as I will get into a ring. Okay? But this Ian Mugo hierso, who called me about 2 years ago. Lester Neville, my bra, you know we have this tournament for celebrities to come and box. Okay? I said to them, I'm 48 years old. Ek sal gemoer word. I don't want to do this. Nee, Neville, don't worry, nee. It's just shadow. Just, moenie worry nie. It's just shadow boxing. Ha, ha. You guys saw the fights. Hey! Ek sien my ander bras hierso. Los vir Swari 8. When I saw the first guy fall, toe Mufaro val, toe sê ek, nee, fuck, ek het jou gesê. Is nie 'n grap nie. Guys, I've been a boxing supporter. I think the first boxing fight that I've seen was way back in, not seen, heard, listened on radio. 1979, the 20th of October. As I say, black people always looked for inspiration to motivate us because there was most boere se tyd dated. The one fight, the old heads who are sitting here, that we all listened to at that time, Big John Tate against Gerry Coetzee. Hey! I know I was a child listening to this fight. So, en die boere het gat gevat op die radio. They made us believe that Gerry Coetzee was winning the fight. Because we're just listening. Ja nee, en dit is Gerry daar met 'n linker en 'n regter en die neger met so 'n pikhoutjie wat Gerry fokol voel nie en Gerry kom vorentoe en ja, 'n linker en 'n regter en nog 'n linker en nog 'n regter. Gerry se handjies Coetzee. And we are sitting there and we're like, yeah, ons bra word gemoer. 15 rounds and Big John Tate won the fight. And those are the stuff that motivated us to be where we are today. Nestor, my brother, as you sit here, I just want to say, you know what? Thank you so much for who you are. I remember years ago, you know, when you don't believe in somebody's craft, if somebody starts out very young, I remember when I started out with stand-up comedy way back in the early 90s, die mense vat jou nie ernstig nie. So right. I remember when Nestor started this, Nestor would always call you, hey, Neville, it's Nestor. Maak away man, ons moet praat. And you would start, hier is weer hierdie Nestor. Yes, skiet doof. But over the years, Nestor, your resilience, your perseverance is showing. And as Tingan was talking here about your career, it is very, very clear, my brother, that consistency is the key to success. Let's give Nestor a big, big, big round of applause. But I have a problem also with you, Nestor. I will sort out tonight. Skak story. Yeah. You know what? You develop boxers from all over. Now, Nestor, ek is van Centraal Grootwinkel is Katutura. Okay? Some of the biggest fights happen there. Kassileve. Damaras there. They always start every fight since the 70s there. Swari Goede. They start the fights. I still don't know, Nestor, up to today why you have not produced any Damara champion. Skak story. It's nonsense. We had a guy there who passed on. His name was Eddie or Edward. So groot Damara met sulke groot Damara kete. We always thought he would become a boxer one day, but he used to walk me and Frankie to school, okay, protecting us so we cannot be robbed. We still paid, me and Frankie, we paid protection money for him until he died. Frankie was, I say, toch man, ons het genoeg betaal man. So Nestor, you at least have one buster. I don't know if you've, what is the German guy? I don't know if he's in your stable. But you know what? At least there's a colored boxer in Namibia. In German, Tony, is it Anthony German? He's the one boxer. But there's, and I wonder what made Anthony start boxing. Because you know, like Muhammad Ali, the reason he started boxing was somebody stole his bicycle. Sy wil iemand gaan moer wat my fiets gesteel het, and that's why. I believe Anthony started boxing because jy ken mos colours. You know, if you step, for instance, if you by accident step, if a white man steps on your foot, white people are very cordial and very apologetic when they do something wrong. If a white man steps in your foot and say, "Oh, luister my broer, ek is regtig baie jammer dat ek op jou voet getrap het. Sorry tog, okay? Nee, dis reg." Never step on the foot of a colored or buster guy. Don't step on their feet in a disco or club. I think German was standing there with his All Stars, and somebody stepped on his feet. Colored people always say the same thing if you step on their feet. There's only one thing they say. Hey, hallo, 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 hallo. Here, hallo. Check die batus, man. Moenie gat vat. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to say, Nestor, and thank you very much that you walked all the way from Itunda to Tsumeb by yourself. Okay? And I'm saying this on purpose, that you walked all the way from Itunda to Tsumeb just to call out Dr. Itula. Because if Dr. Itula hears tonight that you walked from Itunda to Tsumeb, tomorrow he'll start walking. We also would like to take this opportunity to celebrate, and you've paved the way, Nestor. This year has been a remarkable year for Namibian women. Chelsea, thank you for being here this evening. Let's give her a round of applause. En jy moet die mense sê, hulle moet jou uitlos. Hulle moet jou uitlos. Jy is nga. Jy is onsinne. Jy is onsinne. Yeah, exactly. And Namibian women out there, we look at what Christine Boma has done. Give a round of applause for that. Maar het julle gesien, ne? When she went to the Olympics, it said die kille het ook nog mooi geraak. When she went to the Olympics, you know, the hair was like, but the Diamond League brings diamonds. You check her hair now, the last 500,000 she made. She's even, and that run, it's like, you know, all black children run the same way. It's like, gaan winkel toe en gaan koop brood. Ja, mama. All we are saying this evening, my brother, God bless. Keep on doing what you are doing. And Nestor, from here onwards, like they always say, you know, what you do in life echoes into eternity. Your name will always be mentioned as a Namibian because of what you've done. God bless, my brother. Keep on doing what you are doing. Mukuruma vatere. Sharp, sharp.
That was Our very own Mr. Neville Basson. I am so sure I am not running anytime soon. Clearly, that's how all of the ladies now run in the hood. Thank you for that one. Let's give him another round of applause. Your dinner is being served. Please notice that our waiters and waitresses are busy serving dinner. In the interim, I would like to welcome on stage as we progress with the program, MTC's Chief Human Capital Corporate Affairs Officer, Mr. Tim Ekanjo. Let's give him a round of applause. Play. Play the video.
Nestor Tobias was born on the 18th of August in 1965 in Edunja village, Ohangwena region. He grew up in Tsumeb. Started his first job at CDM, which is now NAMDEB, between 1986 and 1993 as recreational and sport officer. At an early age, he demonstrated his love for sport and started his boxing career in 1980 as a junior boxer at TCL Boxing Club in Tsumeb. It was at this club that he was baptized with his first victory in the form of the Southwest African Championship in Oshakati in 1982. He was also selected as part of the junior national team and represented Namibia and SABU, South African Amateur Bantu Boxing Union Championship in Durban, South Africa, where he won a bronze medal. He successfully held the national title for 10 years between 1983 and 1993 before he turned pro in 1993 in Johannesburg, where he spent 7 hard but successful years of boxing. As an amateur, he participated in 178 fights. As a pro, he participated in 19 fights, winning 14, losing 4, and 1 draw. He was nicknamed Hands of Stone as a tribute to his punching power. In the year 2000, Nestor returned to Namibia and established Namibia's first boxing stable called the Nestor Sunshine Tobias Boxing and Fitness Academy, now known by the acronym MTC, Nestor Sunshine Boxing and Fitness Academy, to officially start promoting boxing in Namibia. He started from humble beginnings, landing his first sponsorship from Nampower to the tune of only 1,000 Namibian dollars. To date, Nestor has promoted over 147 fights and produced 103 continental champions, an incredibly high number for a small country like Namibia. He has so far promoted over 485 different individual boxers. On the world stage, Nestor has so far produced 3 world champions and 9 world titles, and has participated in over 15 world title fights in well over 18 countries across the world, including but not limited to the UK, Japan, Philippines, Russia, Ukraine, and the USA, to name just but a few, flying the Namibian flag high with every one of its opportunities. Nestor has promoted the biggest fights in the mecca of world boxing, Las Vegas, Nevada, and managed a full unification fight in the junior welterweight division that brought the world of boxing to a standstill. Nestor won various accolades over his still strong running promotional career. In his earlier years as a boxer, he was 5 times Oranjemund Sportsman of the Year and 10 years National Champion of SWA. He was a 2-time South African champion and was accorded Springbok colours 3 times. As a promoter, he was awarded the Best Coach and Trainer 4 times at the MTC Namibia Sports Awards. He was also amongst the recipients of the Sports Legends Awards by MTC at the MTC Namibia Sports Awards, a special award that was given to various legendary sports personalities in Namibia. Over the years, Nestor was awarded the World Boxing Organization Best Promoter and Manager of the Year in Africa for 5 consecutive times, making him the best in Africa and amongst the best in the world. There is no doubt that Nestor has contributed immensely to Namibian sport and boxing in general. His love for the sport of boxing is undoubtable. To date, he sold 3 of his own cars just to pay sanction fees so that his boxers can do what they do best. He is indeed the Don King of Namibian boxing. Well done, Nestor.
Right, thank you very much. Good evening to everybody. First, I would like to just recognize quite a few people. I see Anita here, our first female boxing promoter. I see Mr. Kinda Nangolo there. He's the shortest, that's how I know he's the one there at the back. I would like to recognize Verushka who is from the control board. I see we have a very young and vibrant control board, and we hope that a lot of things are going to change in boxing. I see our doctor there who's always on ringside. I see Dr. Kayamo. I see Madam Usiku from Temptations. And I see quite a lot of people here who love boxing. This is not an MTC event. This is a Namibian event that celebrates Nestor Tobias. But if you think that this is an event just for Nestor, then you're grossly mistaken. This is the first, it's a revolution. We must stop creating and demanding that people should go to Heroes Acre. And the only reason why we do that is because we don't recognize them while they are alive. You see, the video that we just saw, we know that you only hear about somebody's history at their funeral. And there is absolutely no joy when people praise you when you are dead. And I think that is the sort of message that we want to send as MTC and the other sponsors that have joined. Tonight, we have rounded up quite a lot of corporates and individuals who decided to come together and recognize this great man called Nestor Tobias. We know that as the Namibian society, we are the very best when it comes to criticizing people, especially on social media. But we do the very least when it comes to recognizing people while they are alive. And this event is really about recognizing people and making sure that while they are alive, we say to them, thank you. Tonight, I would like to thank so many sponsors, Temptations, and I'm going to take you through it now. There's been a lot of great speeches, and I'm not going to do any of that tonight. Remarks from the founding father, very, very profound, from Dingan Tobela, from the WBO president himself. I know of promoters that have been in boxing for many, many years, and they've never had a special message from the WBO president. So thank you, Nestor, for what you've done for Namibian boxing and for Namibian sports. I would like to place it on the record that while Nestor was at CDM, the record shows that he did not steal any diamonds there, like most of my brothers that were there. Back in the days, apparently the cameras didn't work. So all they did was just swallow the stuff. When they come to Windhoek, Brooklands, I know you're eating. So what I really want to do right now is show Nestor the sort of package that we have for him, in kind and otherwise. So if you just play the video, I'll quickly take you through it. Video, please. So this is the gift package. From DSTV, 1 year free subscription. From Temptations, 10,000 clothing voucher. From 6 more, 10,000 voucher sportswear. A fuel voucher worth 50,000 Namibian dollars. NWR 20,000 voucher. Ready Bites 20,000 meat for the next 6 months. 5,000 Namibian dollar cash from Frank Friedrichs. And don't go and ask Frank for money now. Kayamo Fresh Produce 25,000 Namibian dollars cash. Windhoek Country Club sponsored this dinner and your drinks. Conswaf Stage 68,000 Namibian dollars. Elvando Fishing 40,000 Namibian dollars cash. Nampower, 50,000 Namibian dollars cash. MTC, a $54,000 tailor-made boxing ring. A tailor-made boxing belt. An iPhone 12. 12,000 Namibian dollars airtime. Trip travel, 2 return tickets from regional tickets. Shilongo leather, a leather bag worth 5,500 Namibian dollars. 3D, 5,000 Namibian dollars cash. Elimo Trading Enterprises, 10,000 Namibian dollars. A unanimous boxing fan, 10,000 Namibian dollars. Time Zone, a new Hugo Boss watch worth 10,000 Namibian dollars. West Air, 5 return tickets from Windhoek to Ondangwa. Super Tires, 5,000 voucher. And a free performance by King Tidi tonight. So if I can have that belt and I can have Nestor on stage as well. Can I have a representative from Nampower and Verushka from the boxing board? It would look very awkward for me to give Nestor a ring and put it on. And I know some of these journalists will take a picture and say some other things after so many years. So can I have somebody from Nampower as well to put on the belt? And then I will ask Verushka to put on the ring so that we avoid... I'll ask Nestor to remain on stage. Can I have a mic? Because I know he wants to say something. But before he does that, yeah, Nestor? Thank you very much. That ends my segment.
Good evening. Good evening, my team. You are the team. You're the one who was in my corner all the time. In boxing, they say you can win your fight in a corner or you can win it in a corner. In my case, I won my fight in my corner. You've been in my corner all the time. Without a good cornerman, I would not get to where I am today. So this award is for us, it's for Namibia, is for all you guys in my corner. There's those who didn't make it here, but I'm sure they are following on Facebook. I just want to say thank you, you guys. And this is not the end of the road. We still continue to achieve a lot. And with this award, I dedicate to you guys, and I promise you I will produce and take more kids from street and make them something in life. Let me thank also for the sponsor, MTC, and for the Namibian government for supporting us. Yeah, you guys said it all already. So I can only thank you, and I appreciate you, and thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause, please. It's one of those. I think it is one thing, to celebrate somebody audibly and say, we appreciate what you've done. It's another thing to back that up with something lucrative. And tonight, there's testament to that. All right. As we near the end of the event tonight, I'm hoping that you are enjoying your meal. We're just discussing there by the table and said, like at the Neville was saying, it's a no, because there by my corner, we are used to one time, but no, we're good. I would like to, at this point, call on the stage Mr. John Kaimu, Properties Manager at NamPower, because they played a very big role in this event tonight. And of course, he was on the stage already. Just for a word from them as a sponsor, can we put our hands together, please, for Mr. John Kaimu from NamPower.
Program directors, our honorable guest of honor, Mr. Nestor Topias, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the only one who has got like a formal and official speech here. So I want to stick to the speech, and I'm not the official spokesperson of NamPower. I'm standing in for Ms. Tangeni Kambangula, who could not be here. But I think I am one of the most suitable person to be standing here, because the role that Tangeni has now is the role that I had before I retired and then rejoined NamPower again. So I'm now having a different portfolio, but I've got very much fond memories of boxing. And I will also share with you some personal stuff with Nestor Topias. I'm grateful to be here tonight to honor and celebrate a man who, from humble beginnings and through absolute hard work and sacrifice, became the leading boxing promoter and trainer in Namibia. Tonight, we honor a man who has led the largest number of Namibians to world titles, as well as continental, regional, and local victories. And this man is Nestor Topias. But now, in the current, or in the modern times, to borrow from the German deal, in modern times, you call him Nestor Topias and so on. But his original name is Nestor Topias. NamPower's relationship with Nestor and Sunshine Boxing and Fitness Academy began in the year 2006, when he approached NamPower for sponsorship. Since then, and then I think it's like for the following 5 years, NamPower has invested significantly in the development of boxing and also in the development of the academy in particular. And the boxers that came out of Nestor's academy and who really achieved a lot are the likes of Hitman Moses the Vicapita Meroros, the Caperus, the Julius Indongo, Paulus Ambunda, Shikukutu, Shihepo, Shonena, and the list goes on. And if I forgot the names, I think that you can blame my reservoir of memory because of I'm getting a bit old. There is a saying that goes like, give people their flowers while they can still smell them. This expression is meant to remind us of the importance of honoring and celebrating people while they are still alive. Realizing this truth, NemPower pauses to celebrate and credit you, Nestor, for the significant contributions you have made towards the development of boxing in Namibia, in Africa, and also in the world. Your academy's status as the leading boxing promoter in Africa was confirmed beyond our borders when you were awarded for a 5th consecutive time the Best Africa Promoter title by the World Boxing Organization in 2017. That is a commendable accolade. And what will follow now is not the official position of NemPower, but is my own. I want to share with you the relationship that I had with Nestor and how we managed to support the academy during its embryonic stages. In honor of Nestor now, tonight, NemPower, as you have heard here, undertakes to invest the $50,000. I've got the cash, it's in the car. From here, we'll see what we can do. And we hope that our investment will enable you to continue grooming Namibia's grassroots boxers and elevate them to professional levels. Namibia and the world at large has seen and they have experienced the quality of an excellence of world champions that you have groomed with your bare hands. And we are optimistic that there are many more champions to come through you. Thank you for your contribution to NemPower's brand equity, because a brand is built by people and is built by association with people who have got reputable brands. And I envy MTC for that. On a personal level, I experience Nestor as a tough negotiator and a selfless person when it comes to sharing stress. Selfless when it comes to sharing stress. This is how it goes. Nestor would organize an international boxing bonanza. He will arrange all the logistics, line up all potential sponsors, and print them on the tickets, agree on purse monies for the boxers and the officials to officiate at the event, approach prominent people in Namibia like the ministers to attend the event, and to put the cherry on the cake, he would approach the founding father of the Namibian nation to officiate at that event. Now, he would further make sure that the potential sponsors' banners are displayed, normally at the pre-fight press conferences. And he would approach the high officers to write to the corporates pleading to support the event. Now, and all this will be done without a very firm commitment of the amount. He will do this without a commitment that, no, this is the amount that the companies have committed to sponsor the event. He will do all these things, and then he will start negotiating. He will come with a budget, and he will come with all this, the mileage that you will get out of the event and all this. And this was also echoed by Digan when he said that he will be at the negotiating table. He will be administering this, and he will be the trainer, and he will be the promoter, and he will be all over. And there was a time that I asked Nestor, how do you manage through all this? And he said that I have to share the stress with other people. I do the planning, and then I put them on the spot, and then the moment that I share the stress with everyone, and the load becomes lighter on me. Now you tell me, once all these people are lined up and the founding father is there, and he's coming to attend the event, which corporate will say no to such an event? So this approach proved to be the winning formula, and accept my apologies if I revealed your secret on how you managed to get sponsors. But it was extremely stressful to me, as I had to run around and convince Nempower management about the benefits of brand equity, brand exposure, and the potential mileage from the sponsorship and all this. And I think at times sometimes you also realize that, you know, that concepts like brand equity and all these are foreign concepts, as you can imagine, to the highly educated engineers and CAs in corporate Namibia. And at times I was expected to quantify in monetary terms the returns on sponsorship investments. And I must further admit that this approach, which in modern times, again to borrow from the German deal that was now concluded with the Herreros, because they say in modern times this is called genocide. Then it was not called genocide. But in modern times, you call this very stubborn. How can a person do that? It taught me really a lesson. And the lesson is that starting with the end in mind will always yield positive results. And I want to personally thank you for that. I am applying this formula in my own personal life, in my own businesses, and it works. You start with the end in mind. You see the boxers, they have already fought. You see the founding father there. You see the ministers and all this before you commit to a budget. And that is a winning formula. On a lighter note, Nestor, I recall a day when I was summoned by a bank manager of a local commercial bank here in Windhoek. And while I was pleading for the indulgence of the bank manager to grant me more time to clear my overdraft, we were rudely interrupted by an incoming call from a lady, I think presumably a frontline officer. And I overheard the conversation when she was saying, "Meneer," in Afrikaans. She was talking to the manager, and I was in the office with the manager trying to negotiate my overdraft and so on and so forth. And this lady called. And she was saying, "Meneer, die wamboeman van die box is weer hierso. En hy soek seker weer 'n overdraft. Hy sê hulle het 'n box toernooi in oor 2 weke." And I just, if you translate that, it's just saying that this wamboeman is here and the box from the boxing academy, and he's maybe looking for the overdraft again. And I just assumed that this must be Nestor. But to avoid face-to-face contact, I chose to exit the office through the back door. So if it was not you, then it must have been someone else. But I think you can relate to a story like that when you were approaching banking institutions for financial assistance, and even when you went to the extent of pledging some of your properties and so on to make events happen. So the efforts you made and time you spent strategizing and building your brand are paying off dividends that you have just witnessed now. And you must reinvest this to strengthen your brand and embark on succession planning initiatives. We are all getting, you said you are age 65, I'm from 64. So we are very close to retirement. We need to do some succession planning so that the youth take over. Lastly, Director of Proceedings, ladies and gentlemen, we have come here to celebrate the achievement of a living Nestor, Sunshine Tobias. He's sitting here, and not to bid farewell to him. And my appeal to you this evening is to grab this tangible opportunity, engage him, ask for advice, give him advice, and stop, Neville, stop blaming the graveyards for robbing you of the son of the soil. When the person lies there in the coffin, you say, the death has robbed us of a very great son of Namibia and whatever. Tap while he's still alive now. Take the opportunity, and may the Almighty bless you and your team. Thank you.
A very, very round of applause, of course, once again, for the speech that we just had there. I'm recently reading a book by Robert Sherman, The 5 a.m. Club, and one thing he says in the book is that we all choose to hear what we want to hear. And definitely from his speech, all I could pick up was 50,000 in a car. I choose to hear what I want to hear. So in case you need somebody to escort you to the car, hey, and then I remember again, Nestor has a record of 142 knockouts. I don't see myself there tonight, but yes, Mr. Tobias maybe would be then the best person to escort you to the car with the 50,000. I'm just saying that in case anybody wants to escort him. Mr. Tobias, 142 knockout, is following him. But yes, we are still here to celebrate you tonight. And of course, what is a night without entertainment? Now, the next lady who is about to grace the stage, yeah, if you suffer from confidence, you know, if your spouse is here, if you are married, you are safe, you know. But if you're not married, this is the part you say, baby, let's quickly go to the car. Because this lady, she's a doctor by day. And if there's any doctor in the house right now, you are about to lose customers. Because all of the customers are now going to fall ill for Lioness. The one in the evening, you know? In the day is doctor, and then in the evening is the artist. But you guys will understand when she comes on stage. She needs no introduction. She's an award-winning artist. She recently claimed her award, of course, from the Screams awards that were recently taking place. Needs no introduction to our fraternity. This is the hottest entertainer, rap entertainer that I know of. Needs no introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, Lioness.
Yeah. DJ?
Ain't no one in the car.
Ain't nobody in the car. We're here to celebrate Mr. Nestor. That's our superstar tonight. Ain't nobody in the car. Yeah. Ain't nobody in the car. Willie know my superstar. On the yamo dealinga. Baby niggas ibas. Ain't nobody in the car. Hey, Willie know my superstar. On the yamo dealinga. Baby niggas boss. Hello, 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 December. Who got the money? Who's the blesser? Who got the bank? Who is a spender? I ain't talking about those with the tenders. I'm on my bitch show. G6 when I do this big shit. Black cars, we don't run the business. Hey, hair long, nothing less than this inch. Yeah, a bite don't bring the beef unless it's filling me on. I can't with her, she's still in copy my song. I got classic goons that dressing up in Dior. I'm finally that got him shutting the store. Sing along. You know Wally not the guy. Willie know my superstar. On day I'm a dealing guy. Baby niggas be bad. Sing along. You know Wally not the guy. Willie know my superstar. On day I'm a dealing guy. 6 figure, a bit richer. Slim waist, patty cake, get my bigger. Who you know who rockin' #1 spot winner? Man, I'm treating all my gourmet dinners like that for a real. For the heaven, bow to my. For that VIP, no standing line. For that don't worry, suka hit a business. I am wealthy, all the jealousy you got going ain't healthy. I got higher beings watching over me on balconies. Always on my ones, no you never see me capping. Mommy with the drip, boys are the honey chapping. You know Wally not the guy. You know Wally not the guy. I throw my drive. I want my money, yo, I'm proud. 1, 2, 3, go! You know Wally not the guy. Willie know my superstar. On day I'm on dealing guy. Baby niggas he boss. You know Wally not the guy. Willie know my superstar. On day I'm on dealing guy. Baby niggas he boss. Let's go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Cheer.
Ladies and gentlemen, is your spouse still next to you? I'm just checking. If your spouse is still next to you, then you are safe. The next performer needs no introduction. As you can see, he is also dressed just like a boxer. If I can have everybody's attention right at the back of the foyer. Right there at the back is none other than our next performer, who is nominated for the Afrima Best Male. Namibia, please, let's vote for him. But he is dressed for the part. Welcoming on stage, King TD.
Everybody okay? You know that I'm on it. I will love you to the end and you don't need to worry. Let's go! Let's go! You are the girl I've been looking for. The girl I've been dreaming of. So good and so beautiful. Everybody put your hands up. Let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Gonna love you till the end. Woo! your love is baby girl, I wanna feel it. Woo! Wanna be the, so I see everything. Wanna be. You know what? You don't know what? Gonna make you every day, and every day will be holiday. Sassy up your own holiday. Yeah, yeah. Let's go. He said, everybody happy here. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Gonna love you till the end. Da 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 da. Woo, woo, woo. Gonna love you till the end. Yeah. Gonna love you till the end. Yeah. Me and her, give me 100. Me and her, what was another? Let's set the first cut, this the deepest art. You dare to us, man, I prophesy. Everything you want, I'll give you. King Titi can never lie. Gonna love you to the end. Me. Gonna love you to the end. Gonna love you to the end. My brother. Stand up. Woo, stand up. Come on, brother. Stand up. Put your hands up. Let's go. Put your hands up. You see, this is an inspirational night. And if nobody can see you, we're not blind to see you. What you've done is great. From the age of me when I was very small, I wanted to be a boxer. It's not funny. It's not even funny. I wanted to be a boxer. You know, even when MTC called me that I should box, I was like, can I? Who can I? Can I? But my brother, biggest inspiration to me. Okay, let's give another song for the big man. I'm gonna give you an extra song. Let's go. Yeah? Yeah. Bring the sound up. We want to see you dance too. We want to see you dance too. We want to see. Do you want to see him dance? Even we don't just do, even just like this.
And I want them to know, oh yeah, you're the one I love. I want them to know.
Okay, you want dance like me, dance like me. No, dance like this.
Oh my, you're the one I love. Nakupenda sana. You're the one I want. As I want, baby.
All I want, baby.
Make you one, baby. Show me what to see.
Here. Okay.
Oh, you one, baby. Make you one, baby.
Can you try that one? Can you try that one? Everybody, let's go!
How long should it take for you to be my girl?
I can't hear you.
How long should it take for you to be mine?
Okay.
On the car and where? On the savannah, where? Please, baby, please. For you, I will give. Everything that you need, baby girl, I will give.
But
love is original.
Yeah, right from the start. Let's go.
I want them to know you're the one I love.
I can't hear you.
You're the one I want.
I can't hear you.
Oh my, the one I love. Nakupenda sana. You're the one I want. As I want, baby. Oh, you one, baby. Make you one, baby.
Yeah.
Show me one to see.
Okay, sing with me.
show me want to see.
We sing. Big man, hold on there. Okay, we sing the song. How long should it take? Sure. Louder. How long should it take? Louder. On the calendar. Hey. 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 On the suffering. Louder. Okay, the suffering that I'm speaking about is not about girls. It's you know, I've watched everything here. What you've done from where you started from 89, when I didn't even have a nose, when I didn't even have a brain, and I'm here with you today. Your inspiration is big. You understand? You're the great man. Can I ask him a question? Make them too. He's shivering now on his night. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Because it's your night, I'm not going to ask you a question. You should enjoy your night.
You ask me a question, I'll ask you a question.
Good night, guys. Let's be inspired. And I want to say, everything that is Namibian should be supported, whether who and who and who and who. What is Namibian should be supported. I love you guys.
Let's not forget to vote for King TD, as he's also nominated in the Best Male category for the Afrima. And I mean, what a best way to close off a show, hey?
Yeah.
Indeed. Let's give him a round of applause.
His music is very contagious, isn't it? Even if you didn't know the hook, you will sing it. Because we'll look at you until you learn the lyrics.
Yeah,
like
but
the other table, I won't mention
he's trying to
names.
confuse us there on Dasafa Nangwe. I mean,
Mm.
all of us, recited that because we could resonate. But
Yeah.
now we'll find him later. We'll find him later.
Before we get to say goodnight, we would like to just make a few announcements that this coming Saturday, there's in fact a boxing match here. And that is going for 400 Namibian dollars for general tickets, 12,000 Namibian dollars for a table of 8. So you just divide the 12,000 amongst 8. I'm not a mathematician. I would have quickly done the numbers, but it's okay. You can find the tickets at CompuTicket or at MTC Sunshine office. And so at the same time as well, before we get to say goodbye, there's so many people that made this event possible tonight. We might omit one if, because human error and whatnot, but we would like to try our very best. I'm thinking at this point, there will be a slide here of all the sponsors, the people that made this event possible tonight.
Yes, Mr. Team has also just thanked them. But in overall, would like to thank all of the sponsors that have made this evening possible. Like they say, we've left you guys with 2 hours, 1 hour to network and another hour to get you guys safely home. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for making this night extra special for Mr. Nestor. From my side, Pombili Shilongo.
And from Franklin Shitaleni is good night. But we'd like to put our hands together one more time, please. I know, we're digesting and whatnot. One more time, before we forget what we're here for, can we put our hands together one more time for the hero of the night, Mr. Nestor Tobias. And before we say good night, wie almal hier praat Afrikaans, of verstaan Afrikaans? Okay. Wie verstaan Afrikaans? Kan je Afrikaans praten? Okay, yeah. Anybody else speaks Afrikaans? Okay. So this is the redemption piece, and that's my outro. I always outro with this piece. It's very important. And this is a piece I wrote because when I was in grade 12, Meneer Plat was my Afrikaans teacher. That gentleman, thank you. Baie dankie. The gentleman taught Afrikaans, like he got the language straight from the gates of heaven. And the manner in which he taught it, even if you didn't understand it, you sit in that class and say, yeah, it's var, it's var. And so this piece is that effect.
So you're going to do this piece in Afrikaans?
It's in Afrikaans.
Ja, wag eers laat ek gaan, want
Okay, nee,
Afrikaans.
it's all right.
Is jy op pa nie?
Dankie baie. All right. So for my Afrikaans people, I'll do the piece and the music continues and we are good to go. So, ek is 'n ouetjie met 4 à 4 ouetjie, begin hy vier in dit. Ek spoeg hy skerp woorde, pen van 'n piramid. Ek res gedeldig in die deltjies op die internet. Ek is 'n uitgesproke liriese architect vir 'n introvert. Kyk, laat vervloek wees. Draai oor aan nuwe blaar. Ek is gelukkig, veels geluk op 'n nuwe jaar. Vanjaar gebruik ek nie Vaseline nie, is Nivea. En dit is wysheid, encyclopedia, skoorsteen eienskappe, die lirieke rook, die rymstywe maar vriendelik soos die Kasperspook. Baie geweld in my moederland binne Kaapstad ook. Breek die reg vir die onderdrukker, ons gaan maar stoot. Die woord is soet soos warm wilde wat lemoene. Gesig uitdrukking soort gelyk aan 'n paar stuur lemoene. Aangename kennis, dis die punchline moordenaar. Verskillende broei, heeltemal 'n kunstenaar. Goeienaand. Dankie.
Testing. There we go. I will not try Afrikaans, ne? Yeah, no, I left that one in grade 7 there. We made peace. I'd like to welcome, actually ask the presence of Mr. Nestor to please come on stage and all of our various sponsors to also join us on stage just for a beautiful formal picture. If we would kindly have all of the sponsors to join us on stage as well as Mr. Nestor. Thank you. All of the sponsors, please join us on stage. Media, I think you guys will just be here. Media, if you would like to take a picture with all of our sponsors, you're welcome as well. Photographers, you are all welcome on stage for a formal picture.
Let's get high, get lifted. Usiku watu, we sip watu, we go till the morning. Somebody tell it assessor. Tantino mala pues simple. Yeah. Tantino mala pues simple. Gana capita con gango conejo. Gana capita con gango conejo. Fucking man, she's straight from the ghetto. Nigga went there, she can know my mess up. All these boys are not even on the level. But when I go, I can move it to another level. But when I go, I can move it to another level. Didn't I with the Congo land of trouble? Yeah. Benuna.
oteswaka, piano oteswaka, anyagalani boy, oteswaka, piano oteswaka, anyagalani boy, oteswaka, piano oteswaka, oteswaka. Formula papa, nyegalani boy. Nyegalani boy. Nyegalani boy. Weekend exe, nididi exe, weekend exe, nididi exe, nyegalani boy, nyegalani boy, nyegalani sisi nyegale, nyegalani.
We cannot wait to wake up every day inspired to connect over 2.5 million Namibians, to make them smile, to connect them to the world. We are not just MTC employees, we are ambassadors, passionate about our brand and who we are. We call our offices our homes because here we are a family, full of love and laughter. Our jobs are just a hobby because we have fun every day. MTC is the best university because every day presents an opportunity to learn about the world and ourselves. We do not take this opportunity for granted because we know we are privileged to be ambassadors for Namibia's most passionate brand. We are MTC ambassadors and we love it here. MTC, make the connection.
Hey, so I'm practicing to meet my dad tonight, but he doesn't know that. He thinks he's going to walk in here and win the whole game, but not tonight. Because thanks to Mom, I've got my secret weapon. It's Spectra Home Internet. So now I don't miss any tutorials and I get to practice against other players online. You know, like actual masters and not amateurs. But don't tell Dad, because he is going down tonight.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hey, baby. Hi, Dad.
Now, who's ready to be beat?
With MTC Spectra, it's always game on. Experience faster upload and download speeds from 10 to 100 megabytes per second at home, unlimited.
How did you do that?
Sign up today. Email us at spectra@mtc.com.na.
You ready to be beat?
or dial toll free on 90111. MTC, make the connection.